Hi everyone, good morning and great to see you here on this great Tuesday. Today we have a very special guests joining us from different parts of the world. Actually one from Israel and the other one from Mexico City. And we have our co-host just from here in Tijuana. So my name is Carlos Higuera, president of the Tijuana ADC or TECTAC as we call it here in Mexico. And if we would like to our first co-host to introduce itself. So Isaac, would you please introduce yourself?
Carlos, thank you very much for having me over here. Vitaly and Meniram, it's a pleasure having you also on board. My name is Isaac Abadi. I'm the president and founder of the Club de Empresarios. We host more than 200 companies in the Baja California region with every different type of sector, from the maquiladoras to the real estate development to butcheries, restaurants, clinical offices, medical offices. And besides that, I am the CEO of Grupo Abadi, which is a real estate development firm, and we are focused a lot in the real estate for medical tourism. So we're venturing into the medical field, to the healthcare system, and getting into that. Guys, thank you for having me and welcome.
Thank you, Zach. And well, Baja California is very well known in North America because we have a very large skills and very large operations of the medical devices industry. So also we have some experience on medical tourism. So today our guest, we will talk about this. So first, I would like to Mr. Vitaly to introduce himself and talk a little bit about his company from Israel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor to participate in this forum. And I am Vitaly Sirota, serial entrepreneur from Israel, founded a number of companies here. And right now I focus on Bicardia. So I can explain our motivation from Bicardia. And Bicardia started from a simple question. You know, cardiovascular diseases are killer number one worldwide. Okay? And people don't think why. How come that such well understood disease kill all of us? Okay, why do we let this disease to kill us? At hospitals, we have everything to treat it. You know, we have diagnostic devices, we have specialists, we have treatment. So if something happens to a patient at the hospital, there is very good chance that he will be saved. Yes, but what is the problem? When something happens, most of the people, including chronic patients, are not at the hospital. At some other locations, there is no way to perform well-understood diagnostic, there is no way to connect to specialists, and there is no way to accelerate, to run, to start treatment. Okay? So we started from solving this problem by bringing a hospital-grade diagnostic procedure to any location. So we are not inventing new medical procedure. We take standard diagnostic from hospital to any location. Started from cardiovascular, so we started from cardiology, cardiography, ECG devices, based on a smartphone and tablet, which is very affordable, very portable, connected to the cloud, so it's possible to perform diagnostic at any location, upload it to the cloud, connect immediately to specialists, and resolve, you know, diagnostic part. And if it's necessary, it's possible to hire a patient to the hospital. So it's in very short, we have our ECG devices, we have spirometer, we have stethoscope, and some other devices. This is very short introduction to what we are doing.
Well, thank you so much for that quick introduction, but very interesting. And now we will ask from Meniram if he can introduce himself and talk a little bit about his position and the company he's representing.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Meniram Tubul. I live in Mexico for the last 12 years. I came to Mexico with the Israeli delegation of security and the embassy. I used to be the security attaché 12 years ago. So since then I had some changes, and today I'm representing a company called Green Up. My company in Mexico called Sadetech. Sadetech is a company of dealing with projects in agriculture and food production. From this industry, we discovered a very interesting solution of agriculture disinfection, And from this solution, we convert to disinfection for humans. So I think one of the main products that we are representing now in Mexico is the Green Up ABV. Green Up is an Israeli company, startup Israeli startup, patent project. And this solution is actually ecological, biodegradable, from natural sources, no chemicals, no toxical, with a very high level of results. And this product we actually we are focusing on the health sector, the food sector. Practically, we can be in any other sector because this product is available for all sectors. It could be for schools, for hotels, for restaurants, and practically for hospitals, obviously. So this is one of the leader products that we are representing here in Mexico. We have 2 applications for this product. It can come with it's called fogging, but it's not fogging. It's more like a cloud. We create clouds in the internal parts. It could be a room in the hospital. It could be a truck. It could be a butcher. It could be whatever it needs. And the other applications with the spray comes with a spray. It can be helpful for washing hands. I don't remember superficial. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, English and Spanish. I'm sorry. Just to do it in Spanish. Actually, this product could be available every part in Mexico, and I think could be interesting for like exploring the market in the north, because as you said, you have needs in the hospital sector and hotel sector, restaurants. I think it could be very interesting. If you have any other questions.
Well, thank you, Meniram. Thank you for that introduction. Well, Isaac, you represent one of the very large groups here in Tijuana doing this kind of services for the general population. So, from your perspective, how can you explain, or how can you tell us your experience being here in Tijuana from that field, in that field?
In the field of the medical field, like we said, we talked about medical tourism, and it's a very strong field right now in Tijuana because of the U.S. patients that come down looking for regular procedures or for alternative procedures. They're looking to save some money, go down there, and we have a really good service. And the warmness of the Mexican is something that you don't see in the U.S. sadly. And Meniram, you can know that. And not even in Israel. I went to Israel last summer, and my wife felt like everybody was yelling at her, but they were just talking. So in Mexico, we have a really good service, which has helped us a lot to develop that industry, the medical tourism industry. I had a couple of questions. First for Meniram. Right now, everybody's looking for products to clean or disinfect, and we're building tunnels, we're cleaning surfaces in the hotels, we're disinfecting the rooms in the restaurants, etc. Have you guys tested your product for the COVID-19? Has it been tested yet, or you're in the process, or what is the situation right now?
Yeah, I will explain. In Israel, I believe you know, because you've been there, you know a little bit of Israel, there's an institute that's called Volcanic Center. Volcanic Center is the Institute of Agricultural Research for the government. They tested the different disinfected products the last few years for viruses. Just to explain, viruses, it's not like a bacteria, it's different. So to check virus, you need to do tested viruses. And that's something that people should know. In Israel, they started to do testing like 3 years ago with different viruses. And different viruses, they discovered that this product that we are representing, it can be even more efficient with viruses that they are still more resistant than coronavirus. That's one. This is one test that we did in Volcanic Center. The other process is now running with the hospital that's called Hospital Sharon. It's a hospital in the center of Israel that practically they isolated this hospital to have only coronavirus patients. So, and they started to do some tests. They run like the last month, like I don't know, 100 of tested for superficial, and we have a very good result in Israel. So this is related to the COVID, as you asked. So in this part we are covered, but as I told you, in Mexico nobody can verify it. So we are practically dependent on the results in other countries.
Understood. Thank you. And Vitaly, in going back to your field, Israel is very innovative in that area. I know the Maguen David Adom, which is a Red Cross over here in Mexico, they have a really good program in which you can reach the people within seconds. So, do you want to tell us a little bit more about that? And are your products related to that area as well?
No, we are not active in Israel itself, okay? Because before the pandemic, our main focus was developing countries, okay? Countries which don't have developed healthcare and which are very sensitive to the pricing, okay? We started from Ukraine and started to work in India and prepared to go to China with our Chinese partners, okay? So Israel ambulance services, we told to them, but we didn't do any business with them yet, okay? But we have similar experience in Ukraine, where ambulances did 35,000 cardiograms on our platform in ambulances.
Okay. So one of the other uses that I'm seeing for the product that you're developing is senior housings. So a lot of the senior housings.
Yeah, exactly. So we are not direct to consumer. Our main focus to provide tools to primary care service providers. So it could be nurses, nurse assistation, it could be family doctors, general practitioners that need diagnostic devices, affordable and portable devices, and need connection to specialists who will be able to interpret the data, okay? So this is our main focus. And our solution is modular, so it could be configured for different use cases. And for example, in Ukraine, our first country by now, we have about 600 primary care teams using our telemedicine kits, and those kits built according to specification of Ministry of Health, okay? They have specification, a list of devices necessary for primary care, and we provide those devices, so part of the devices are our own, so our development, our manufacturing, other devices, third-party devices, okay? And we provide them, and they're used mostly in rural areas, with local nursing stations or primary care doctors, and connect them to central hospitals, for telemedicine interpretation.
Okay, well.
And these devices, do they send only to the doctor, or can they send to the family as well? Some notification for the family, because sometimes, like when people send their parents or their grandparents to senior housings, they want to know that they're good and they want to know they're taken care of. And putting it in our sector, like in Baja California, we're very interested in developing senior housing. The problem is that the people are not as trusty. They don't trust as much to send their parent to Mexico because they don't know what type of treatment they're going to get. And maybe if we get those devices to them and be able to get that data back to their primary doctor in the U.S., they would feel much more comfortable as well.
Yeah, so we can configure our system for different business cases, okay? Because for different workflows, for different use cases, we have different players participating, in the work process and workflow, and we have different models for data sharing, okay? For example, if nurse performs a study, nurse never performs interpretation. So in this case, all the studies should be shared with some specialist or family doctor responsible for interpretation. When it is a family doctor, in some cases, he will do it himself, and only part of the complicated cases he will share with specialists. Sometimes administrators are involved, so they get copy of the notification to know what is the status. And in your specific case, it's possible to configure it to get it back to patients, to patient or to their family. It's a question of configuration. We have all the models, and from our experience, we have more than 30 years experience in medical field. The solution should work exactly as needed. You can't provide something similar, okay? Because people's life depends on it, and doctors are not able to use something, approximate solution. So it must be fine-tuned. And despite, everybody is the same animal. We have the same diseases, we have the same diagnostic, okay? But the business cases are a little bit different, and they require exact adaptation and fine-tuning. So you described, one more use case that could be configured. Okay.
Well, thank you for that explanation. And Meniram, from your point of view, doing business in Mexico, being from Israel, a company from Israel, what is your experience? How you can explain that to us?
Yeah, it's a bit complicated to explain. The mentality is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, in Mexico, the Mexican market, it's not to explain, like, it's not aware of the product that everybody is using. Like Isaac told us a few minutes ago, we are disinfecting, but with what? Unfortunately, the world is starting to have changes with the product that they are using, because if everybody uses chlor, so it can kill bacteria, it can kill viruses, yes, but the damage that it causes, nobody take it as a secondary result, no? Secondary effect. So you need to. I think the Mexican market now discovering a new technology, discovering a new product. I think we are representing like a very low tech startup, no? Because it's not an innovation in itself, like technology and solution and monitoring and etc. products. But this is a very low tech but very efficient, because if you have a product like natural resources, not damaging, not danger for the human user, or not attacking superficial, attacking berries as example, no? So you can have one solution that can be safe to use with in a hospital, in restaurants, and that's a very important issue that the Mexican market is starting to discover. But in my experience in Mexico, it's a bit difficult in the beginning. But if it's taking a bit of while, but the persons are starting to ask for safe products, ecological products, biodegradable products. This is very important because Mexico, we know, suffers from a lot of problems with the el ambiente, the
environment.
The environment. So they suffer with lots of damages to the environment. So I think this is one of the reasons that Mexico can be very interesting market. That's the reason we decided to create this market, and not only for the coronavirus, because we know Mexico is a tropical country, and it suffers a lot with from the north, a lot of production from animal production to fruit and vegetable production, and it suffers a lot for the diseases, soil diseases. So we developed a product for helping this problem with no toxical product, only vegetarian product.
Well, thank you for that explanation. As you already know, Mexico has kind of the same regulations as the United States. So we tend to go more to the environment rules, and is also very similar to Europe. So if we comply with that kind of rules, definitely your product will be very welcome. And if eventually some of the markets in Mexico are not very aware of these rules or this contamination that the current products are doing, eventually the regulation is going to get them. So these kind of products that you are offering definitely will be very welcome for this new era of the COVID or any other different cases that we might have. Especially one product that can be used in different kind of installations like restaurants, hospitals, whatever. So thank you for that. So
I believe that there's a big part that needs to play there, which is the educational part, making people conscious about the difference between a chemical product and an organic product, and that is a big issue that I'm listening that you're running through. How long ago did you guys create this solution? Or did you find out? Because you've been in Mexico for 12 years, but it was in the other business, correct?
Yeah, the investigation started 14 years ago in Israel. The company that called Green Up is the company that developed the product. They have also a few running tests with a different industry, with the petrol industry, with other kind of industry, and when you do this research, you start it and you try, and then you see if it works, if it doesn't work, if it's needed for this industry, if it's markedly needs, it cost benefits. At the end of the day, they did a lot of research and trying to get different industries. I think the main industry today is the food industry and the health industry. This is the both parts that I think it would be helpful. Unfortunately, we are talking about out of Mexico and in Israel. I don't know if you are aware about the situation, but Israel opened all of the market 2 weeks ago, and one of the things that I saw 10 days ago with one friend in Israel, he told me all of the kids get back to school, but they are not disinfected in the school. And I think he told me 10 days ago, we will have a problem in the schools. And I think the last 3 or 4 days in Israel, it's discovered like running cases of COVID in schools. Practically, they closed like 30 schools 3 days. In 3 days, since 3 days ago. So it's not gonna go away, the coronavirus. It will be. We need to live with coronavirus, but we need to live safe with the coronavirus. So we need to have all of the measures to live with it with kids. We think that kids is not very affectable from the coronavirus, but they can be affected on the others. So I think if Mexico wants to go back to their reality, reactive on the economy, they need to go like what they do in Europe. I don't know if you're aware, but in Austria, for example, they are opening slowly, but with the right measures. So this is one of the things that I think Israeli, we are good in very other things, but unfortunately we are very rushy. We take a decision very quick. Sometimes we need to think a little bit and give it more time, and sometimes we need to focus the things that or the situation that we see that could be very problematic in the next step. Or regarding schools, no?
Tell me something. Where do you make the product? Where do you produce it? Is it in Mexico? Is it in Israel? And you ship?
The prime material comes from Israel. It comes in a container from Israel. Containers in Israel. We have our how do you say? Almacén, how do you say that? Almacén?
Warehouse.
Warehouse, sorry.
It's okay, don't worry.
So 12 years. I used to speak Arabic before, but now I love everything. So,
But you speak Spanish very well, so that's nice.
I know. My Spanish is better for my English than my English. It's weird, but okay. Sorry. So we have it in Mexico. We get it in containers to Mexico City. We have it here. We're only doing a few next year, but the material comes practically from Israel, 100%.
And do you guys distribute yourself, or you have distributors, or how is the business running, or how would you be able to how were you able to get this to Baja California?
Excellent question. We are distributing here in Mexico City area, Mexico City, instead of Mexico. But yeah, we are looking for distributors in the north. We are looking for distributors in the south. I can tell you that one of the business cases that we see now, and I think you will be connected with it. A lot of companies sell service. They come, they do the service, and that's it. I believe that I can do other business plan or other solution with selling the product and selling how to do the processing. For example, in hospital to do disinfection constantly during 24 hours, you will need full service in the hospital. You will need you will have, if you contract a company to do it, they will charge you for square meter. So it will be like very, very costly. So I believe that I can do other things, that I can sell the product directly to the end user. I can give them a training from distance, or maybe to come to California. And the person that works in the hospital, maybe it's cleaning, maybe maintenance, I don't know. I can give them training how to do it, and do a long-term plan with them coming and giving follow-up for the work. And they have the hospital basically will have a solution in his hands. It doesn't need me. It doesn't need the other company. It can use it by itself. And it's very easy. And with our product, the coverage of for example, a cloud solution, I can create cloud for 400, 500 square meters with 1 liter of my product. So
wow.
I can give the end user a very good solution, very cheap solution, because eventually, if we will use other companies that come to this installation to do this service, and I can see that other companies that are offering 1 month service. If you ask Vitaly, if you ask a person that knows about this world of diseases and viruses, no product can eliminate viruses for 1 month. It's not possible, because persons are coming and going and entering and bringing the virus with them. It's not happening. Our solution, we are recommending 72 hours antiviral process, but that's it, no more than that.
So let me understand. If you go to a lobby of a hotel, you do a cloud. You have to do a cloud every 72 hours. You don't have to do more often, and it lasts 72 hours. That cloud in the lobby.
Yeah, I will explain. If you have a connection with one person that has the COVID, and he will snooze on another person, or will speak with another person, the leftovers of the stick will go and have a direct contact with another person. We cannot avoid it. So this is 100%. We need to have
the cover.
The cover. You need to wash your hands. You need to take the distance. This is 100% sure. But if this person enters in the lobby of the hotel and snooze over the desk, for example. And we have the last 72 hours, our solution in the air, so it will be active for 72 hours. So I recommend every 72 hours to do this process. But if you are talking about the hospital, I will do it more frequently because the diseases are more in the air. There is more chance of contamination. I don't know if you saw the last news in the U.S. Around 60,000 staff of medicals were infected from the coronavirus because they are working in the hospital and they have 300 deaths. This is a lot. We are talking about a part of the population that's not in a risky part, and they lost 300 medical staff only in the U.S. So we know, for example, in the hospital, I will recommend more frequently, maybe daily, maybe for 3 hours, 4 hours, I will do it because it's more high risk or high percentage of.
So that would that, like if I snooze in the table, that would disinfect the table in how long? How many minutes will it take for the table to not have the virus?
Immediately, because you have the cup, you have the antiviral cup, 72 hours. Okay.
Well, that is very convenient. And Mr. Vitaly, I have a question for you. Currently you are in Israel. So, first, thank you for being with us today. And the second, my question is, have you ever been in Mexico or in Baja?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, that is an open invitation for you to be here with us and joining us and understanding better the business. And let me tell you why. And this is also for you, Meniram. Because in Baja, as Isaac already mentioned, we have a diversity of business. So we have the medical tourism, which is very important. Also, we have the senior houses, which is also a very good business. And definitely we have a lot of hospitals and restaurants and many different kind of businesses that will be welcome in having the kind of products that you sell. So the idea, if you have the time, definitely Baja California, or Baja as we call it here, offers a lot of diversity and opportunities for business like yours. And let me tell you why. Because we have we are very close to San Diego. And being very close to San Diego means we have a very large region we call Cali Baja, in where we share a lot of things. We share culture, we share businesses, we share the economy. So that relation that we have here makes a great opportunity for different business. As Isaac already mentioned, we have a lot of people from the United States coming to Mexico, in this case to Tijuana, to have any kind of services like dental, optical, plastic surgery, and those kind of services are very used and very successful here in Tijuana because it's cheaper, it's very convenient, and it's also very friendly. As Isaac already mentioned, as a Mexicans, we have this kind of facility we have this personality to welcome and to nurturing someone that is in care. So this is a very good opportunity for both of you to understand the culture of Baja and understanding the potential of business for you. Because in Baja, we have a very good opportunities for you. So Isaac, I don't know if you have any other comments?
No, just I was going to ask Mr. Vitaly, where is he producing? Where is he manufacturing his devices?
Right now in Ukraine. So our team focused on hardware, both development and manufacturing.
Wow.
Team in Ukraine.
That's very interesting because here in Baja we have a lot of companies doing medical devices, different kind of medical devices, and including the software, for software development. So we have the experience of doing that. And what I went mentioning before is we have the opportunity to introduce to the US market from a closest location. It's more convenient, we have the experience, we have the people, we have the facilities. So that might be an opportunity for you if you want to just go around and have some information. We will be very happy to provide that information for you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm especially interested in medical service providers, because we are technology platform. We do not provide services ourselves. We are enablers. We provide all the tools. So as I said, our devices right now are manufactured in Ukraine, and our software is developed in Israel. And we provide all the technology, and we are looking for partners who provide medical services. Nursery homes, maybe, telemedicine services, quarantine care, everything that needs remote connectivity, remote diagnostics, remote monitoring.
That is great, Mr. Vitaly. Thank you. So I don't know if you have.
I'm sorry. I want to mention that I've been in Baja California. I know a little bit Mexicali. I know Tijuana. It's a lovely place. One of our ideas is to build a plant in Mexico, in central Mexico, in the south of Mexico, in the north of Mexico. We are. This is the vision of our company from Israel to build here the production, local production. We're aiming for the North American market. We are processing in the U.S. The company in Israel is processing with other companies in the States, but the production, we believe it should be in Mexico, central Mexico, the north of Mexico, the south of Mexico, for the other region, for the South American market. So we are totally thinking about it in a short while.
That is great to hear. So, we are about to finish. So, I don't know if you have any other comment, anything else that you want to add?
I have a question for Isaac.
Great.
Isaac, I understand that you are focused on medical tourism, and
Yes.
with all the structures now, there are some issues around the tourism. So there are travel limitations and economic impact that some of the people, potential tourists, don't have funds to travel. And telemedicine can replace at least part of the services. Definitely not surgery, not dental services, but cardiovascular monitoring, some respiratory rehabilitation. So the question, if you looked into this opportunity, or if you're interested to look, what do you think?
I think it's a very interesting opportunity. The problem that I see is the U.S. regulations, because the patient is going to be in the U.S. while having this service. So you get into that HIPAA compliant thing. I don't know if you have it solved or not, if the equipment is HIPAA compliant, but this is something that we should look into. In another way, we are looking into telemedicine because a lot of our patients, they do need to get they want to have an appointment with the doctor before coming down to Tijuana, because they're not only coming from San Diego, they're also coming from Los Angeles or Washington or the entire US or Canada. So it is a very interesting thing, and we are looking into developing or acquiring that technology to be able to provide a better service to the patient, and before and after the procedure. So it is something very interesting that we could get into the medical cluster and present to them the solutions that you have.
Okay, so I will be really happy to follow up with you and to look together.
Of course, yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. I believe the last part that we need to do definitely is to, if you want to share your contact information or any website or any location that you might need to address to the public so they can reach you. So please feel free to just mention it.
Question for me, or
For both of you. Do you have any?
Our site is bcardia, B-E-E, cardia.com. So we have contact us, and we have information on site about what we are doing. So info@bcardia.com. I will be happy to be in touch and to answer any questions.
Thank you. We will post that information here in the chat, but also for our friends in social media, we will post it. So, but you are free to comment. Meniram, so what is your contact information?
Our website is sade-mediotech.com. This is the website of the Sade, and there you can have all the information that you need. It's related to our Facebook also. We are actually moving on all of the services that we are providing. We just had a report last Friday with Tevet Tekan, with Tabata Khalil. We have a very nice interview there, so it was very helpful for us. Thanks. And that's it.
Perfect, thank you for that. So we will post that information as we already mentioned, and please remain with us because we will continue on the Zoom meeting. So we have some questions from our members. So to our friends in the social media on Facebook, we will thank you. We thank you for being with us today, and please continue with us tomorrow since we have more information very interesting for you. Thank you and be safe. Take care. Bye bye.